Greetings and salutations, my fellow wargamers. So today is Saturday, and like I've said, I was going to do a an unboxing video. So here I have Warhammer 40,000 Indomitus. Now you can see I'm a little sweaty, and also I'm wearing a tank. I'm also kind of wearing a tank top, so here because it's really hot. So this game has, so the box finally came out. Everyone, so if you're it's like my guy finally had a lot more than boxes than he thought it would, and well, GW likely prioritized their flagship stores, but finally they're like, things are finally settling down. So here's the what came with my box was this cool little dice bag. I like it. It's so fun. And actually, you know what's interesting? This is the first this is the first time I've ever bought a box from GW that was like the first release of what was it? Sorry, I'm chewing gum. It was the first release of the of a new edition. This is actually the first time I've ever done this. So, huzzah! So all I did earlier was take off the plastic when I got home. I never opened it. So, oh, also, my gosh, it blended right in with my mouse pad. Also, what came with the box was the this commemorative coin with the Ultramarines and the Necron Dynasty symbols on it, which is kind of cool. A little heavy. Like, hold on. It would be cool to bring this into a middle of a coin toss game. All right, so let's open her up, shall we? I like the artwork. I really do. It's like that. It's that Knight Crusader type thing. One of the things we were talking, like, well, you know, and it's an interesting thing. This, when I was at the store, waiting for to get inside. We were, because we were all waiting outside, we were all just talking. We were all talking about how, like, because Indomitus, what it has been doing, I know with the Primaris Space Marines, is like what they've been doing. And it's like, you know what, they're trying, why don't they just, they've spent a lot of time pouring in Primaris Marines, but basically it's kind of like, they're trying to flesh out the Primaris Space Marines the way I see it. But what they're trying to do, but it's like, why don't they also work? Because like when they announced that the Space Wolves, the Blood Angels, the Dark Angels, and the Death Watch, they're all going to get their supplements. They're all going to get supplemental codexes, because the Space Marine Codex is going to become the primary codex. It's going to be like the core Space Marine Codex. But it's like, how are you going to? So basically, meaning that if you're gonna, because the Space Wolves are very, very unique. We have our own special troops. We have our own special unit, or a lot of our own special original units that are very connected to the to the army. So how is GW going to update them? Because you have to have a sense of consistency, because like, how are you going to make them tougher? Are you going to add bolts? Are you going to make their bolters a little stronger? Are you going to make their chain swords a little stronger? As we've seen in the previews of the Wolves, I mean not Space Wolves, of the Indomitus stuff, that chain swords got bumped up to AP-1. But is it going to result in all Astartes Space Marines getting a bump up with their chain swords, or is it just going to be Primaris chain swords? They might change the name somewhere down the road, so who knows? But I've said again, and many of us said, that we don't see Primaris Marines as a replacement to standard Marines. We see them as an expansion of other stuff, because you have to, because if you're trying to keep classic Marines, well, one thing, try to update the classic Marine model, not just as in rules, but also if you want to make them a little bigger or just to make it more like do this whole, because they're doing this whole modular system with the model design. So it's like, if you want to do that, just update the molds. It's not really gonna kill you here. Because basically you're kind of just annoying the other players who've spent a lot of time collecting standard Space Marine models. Okay. So I like the new art. So I like this artwork here. It's pretty cool. I know you've all likely seen this stuff a dozen times over, but it's actually pretty cool. It's basically the new Primaris guys, but they're on their way to, but they're Blood Angels and they're on their way to war, because you can kind of see that with that banner right there. Let's see. And of course, one of the main themes of this is sprues. All the sprues you can handle. So it looks of it is it's all going to be, I think this is all going to be push fit. Yeah, this is all push fit. Man, I really like these shields. I really like the shields, but they're not Space Wolfy enough. So what conversion people are what people are doing with the conversions they're going to give them these special. They're going to give, like, if you have any like Terminator shields left over, or like if you have any Terminator excuse me, sorry, I'm having a dry throat. If you have any Terminator shields left over, or Wolfen shields, what you can do is you can just use those as a replacement for the Blade Guard veteran shields, and also the shields for the Wolf Guard battle leader and the Wolf Lord. So basically what it is I've got a friend of mine who I'm going to give these the Necron parts to. So that's a lot. More stuff. Yeah, these are actually the first push fit models I've ever had. So this is the Primaris Captain. I can tell because he has that the body of that guy. Now that's very Space Wolfish. So the way I see it is that interesting is like a black and gold type thing with Primaris Marines, like with their with Space Wolves with their shields. But you can do like a reddish. Like I might do the skeleton as a bit of a gold, or go for bone. Like it's like, oh, you know, we had spent the time to cover this guy's bones in gold, so you know. More Necron stuff. More Necron stuff. The Intercessor. Oh wait, no, these are the Eradicators. The heavy weapon guys. You know, one time the guy said that, wow, that's a big chunk for the Blade Guard veteran ancient. But it's trying to make these models a little more durable is an interesting move, but there's got to be a limit, you know. There has to be a limit. So they give you two of these things. I don't. One is just for show. I think the other one was just like we had extra copies, so you know what? We'll just put them as a buffer between all the sprues and all this between all the sprues. I would have thought it would be actually cool if this would actually be cool if they had these as like a two-parter. Like you could like they stacked on top of each other and they kind of showed connections. That would have been kind of cool. Edge of Silence, Warhammer 4000 Edge of Silence, with the instructions on how to assemble these. Oh, you gotta love that new book. You gotta love that new book smell. So yeah, so basically, Edge of Silence is just a kind of a campaign to run on the story on how you're going to run this stuff. It has more fluff in it, and also what it is that it contains all the data sheets for all the new stuff. So you know the Primaris Chaplain is going to be a wolf. You know the captain is going to be a Wolf Lord. Primaris Lieutenant, Wolfguard Battle Leader. The Primaris Chaplain, however, because actually this happened before. I'd say back in 5th edition. No, what am I saying? Ugh. This happened during the early days of Primaris Marines when they introduced the Chaplain, but the thing was that they didn't know, like, okay, you don't use the Chaplain for the Space Wolves. We're gonna work on something as a wolf wolf priest. So likely with the Chaplain, they're gonna make some changes to that. But the Indomitus stuff has FAQ came out recently. So I'm not sure how that's going to work. Let's see. Let's see. I feel like I'm not getting a lot of range in my voice today. The instruction manual on how to assemble these guys. So a lot of us are likely going to be doing a lot of kit bashing. Especially, and also because you have, when it comes to Space Wolves, we have a lot of bits, so we can put those to use to kind of give them a bit of a more wolfy look. So yeah, we can do that. Let's see. Let's just put these back into the plastic. I like to keep this stuff organized. This is basically kind of a flyer telling you, okay, we're the first book of the Indomitus era books is going to be going on. It's already called Indomitus, so so you can get the book. It's on order today. You can. It's in store today. You can buy it. I kind of like that. That's an awesome look. Let me just try and hold still. Okay. And now, what a lot of us have been waiting for is the stands. I know. That's not what we've been waiting for at all. It's just all this stand stuff. They have everything folded in. The stuff for the bikers, and I think some other stuff right there. I'm gonna have to organize this. And also, it's like, well, looks like there's not much left. Oh, except for this. The special edition, the special box edition. Actually, no, let's call it that. This is the Indomitus box edition. Not like the special edition that GW put up for order that also ran out on the day that it was pre-ordered. Oh, and the markings. You know that when it comes to Space Wolf markings and the transfer sheets, what they need to do is they need to introduce some other characters. Not other characters, but other markings, because Space Wolves have 13 great companies. 12, sure, you can have that, but the 13th you might be able to try something else. But or what you can end up doing is that you can set up you can order transfers and have a custom job done of what chapter marking you want, of what company marking you want to do. So it's a big change. Man, Gilliman and Abaddon fighting against each other with the space battles and all that. So what this is going to bring into line is a lot of stuff that was thought to well, actually it's just going to bring a lot of stuff into line. So, The Enemy Within. All this, it's going to be a thick book. So, I hope this unboxing video was good. I hope this was very enlightening to all of us. But I hope it really allows us to really think on the idea of what's going to happen for Space Marines later down the road. Because what they've said is that the Codex Necrons and Codex Space Marines are going to come out sometime in October. So it gives a lot of time for us to kind of get used to the idea of these new books. But because of COVID-19, there is a chance we could ask GW in a mass group, like, slow down on the releases of these books. Like, okay, if new 19th stuff is coming in, just calm down, slow it down, so that we get a chance. We can actually get it when things kind of calm down. We can actually get to play this. So let's keep it cool, shall we? So anyway, have a good day, happy hunting, and I hope you all are safe and secure, and I really hope you all enjoy your days and nights.